Some of you may know that a few months ago, Mr Fraser, the then Director of Correctional Services, made a decision to grant former President Jacob Zuma medical parole for his incarceration after his contempt of the highest court in our land, the Constitutional Court. We felt at the time that this was a terrible precedent and that once again medical parole was being abused in South Africa to help a connected ANC cadre out of the trouble that they were in. We saw it with Shabir Sheikh, we saw it again with Mr Zuma. And so we went to court and we challenged this decision, and I'm very happy to report back to you that this morning judgment was handed down in Gauteng, where the judge set aside Mr Fraser's decision to grant Mr Zuma medical parole, declared it unlawful and set the decision aside, which means effectively that Mr Zuma is instructed to go back to jail. Now, it's never nice to gloat over somebody going to jail, and that wasn't the point of the litigation. The point of the litigation was to get the precedent in place that nobody in South Africa is above the law, and that the law applies equally to all South Africans, whether you're a well-connected former president of the country and the ANC or an ordinary citizen. Equality before the law and respect for the rule of law are the cornerstones and foundational values and principles of any democracy. When they are eroded, the road to tyranny begins. We also know that as the Zondo Commission report comes out, there are going to be many, many more people who are responsible for state capture, for cadre deployment, for theft of public money, corruption and maladministration, and in some instances, blatant criminality. We don't want the door to be opened for those people who, if they are sentenced, to simply walk out the back door of the jail through a farcical medical parole. And that is why South Africans across the board should celebrate this judgment. It has reaffirmed that South Africa is a rules-based society that is founded on constitutional principles of equality before the law and respect for the rule of law. I promised you that the DA would never stop fighting to ensure that the values enshrined in our Constitution were upheld and observed by everybody in the country, whether it's the president or whether it's an ordinary citizen. That is the best safeguard against us moving towards a despotic or tyrannical form of government, and ensuring that our democratic health and our thriving multi-party democracy that has given birth now to these multi-party coalitions is sustained, nourished, and survives in the future for generations to come.